strong, capable, unique. We are women to women.
Welcome to Season 3, Woman to Woman. But not everything has to change. So as always, good afternoon, South Africa. Good afternoon to all of you who are joining us today for the launching of Season 3. Today we have thought about a very feminine program, but I know you are curious. Before we go on, you need to know about the winner of our competition on the slogan. Just reminding you the purpose of that competition. We would like to have your input, your suggestion of which slogan would translate how you perceive and how Woman to Woman has helped you. So, the winner is...
We have a winner, Babalwa Mana, where values are treasured. Congratulations.
And then, thank you for your collaboration, for all of you who cast your entries, and thank you very much for the winner, of course, and that is going to be our official slogan.
We are women. We are brave, strong, capable, unique. We are women to women.
Welcome to Season 3, Woman to Woman. But not everything has to change. So as always, good afternoon, South Africa. Good afternoon to all of you who are joining us today for the launching of Season 3. Today we have thought about a very feminine program, but I know you are curious. Before we go on, you need to know about the winner of our competition on the slogan. Just reminding you the purpose of that competition. We would like to have your input, your suggestion of which slogan would translate how you perceive and how Woman to Woman has helped you. So, the winner is...
We have a winner, Babalwa Mana, where values are treasured. Congratulations.
And then, thank you for your collaboration, for all of you who cast your entries, and thank you very much for the winner, of course, and that is going to be our official slogan. Now, coming back to today's show, of course, we needed to have something special, very feminine. We are going to be talking about wardrobe cleaning. And what do we mean by that? You know how many times you looked either at your wardrobe or your chest of drawers or wherever you keep your clothes, and you see quantity, but you felt like, I don't have anything to wear, or I don't feel like to wear any of the things. To me, it seems nothing is matching. We all had those thoughts, isn't that? That's very common to us. But we are going to unveil, I would say, 6 mistakes or 6 points that we need to take into account to avoid that situation. You're going to love the show because, of course, we have used images from the internet, but we have brought our own models to prove to you that it is possible to be fashionable, trained, discreet, and being a normal person, not someone that was taken out of the fashion runways. Now, what would be the first mistake? I'm going to ask Silmara to talk about it. It is called compulsive buying.
So who never went to the mall and found there a big post of sale? Then you don't need anything. You are just walking.
Before, because I learned my lesson.
I'd sale, 50%, 70%. One day I will maybe need that, so let me buy. And you just end up having a lot of things. Who sometimes doesn't buy the same item in different colors or
Before, because I learned my lesson. Let us say who did it.
I did it many times.
So if you're regretting, don't worry. Today is a learning day.
yeah, or you liked so much that shoes and you say, maybe I am not going to find ever again the same one. Let me buy a red one and keep here for one day I will use that. With this behavior, you end up spending a lot of money. You don't plan well, and you just start buying. Sometimes when you are going to compare the sale price with the normal price, is not that much difference. Sometimes it's not. And that board, I don't know what happened, Miss Marsha, but that board written sale just called the attention.
It's psychological.
Especially the women. They love that. You are walking the mall with your husband and say, no, just wait a moment. But you just bought a T-shirt last time. No, but maybe I have something here and you go and you have it. But sad enough, we have those, they make this shopping just to take out a stress. And that is the problem. And many times they don't realize that, no, I have this situation, I'm stressed, what I'm going to do? You call a friend, Precious, let's go to the mall. And there you end up seeing in the mall the lights, because everything in the mall, it's something else. When you arrive home, it seems it's not the same clothes anymore. So then in the mall, the light, the mirror, I think the mirrors even make us to be a little bit slimmer.
We need to buy those mirrors first.
So you buy it and you are there, you come home and you say, but for which reason I bought this piece of clothes? I don't have wear those beautiful dress. If you don't go sometimes to events, why you are going to store there in your cupboards a dress that you will never use? But I like it, it's beautiful. But you will not going to use. So you are supposed to invest in something else, but there you are buying just to take out the stress. Okay, you arrive home, you have a lot of bags, you feel nice, but then the bill will come because there are those who buy in credit cards. And when the bill comes, you have the desire to send back all the clothes and don't have it anymore. So compulsive buyers, it's putting a lot of people into more pressure than they think they can relax when they have a walk and they buy something at the mall.
Are you taking note? Because by the end of this show, we have a challenge for you. And you will need to use these tips we're giving you. The next one is about body type and skin tone. Precious.
As Silmara was speaking of when you're in the mall. So the mannequins, I think, are a huge contribution to this because we usually see those clothes on that mannequin, but then a lot of people never stop to consider, is that suitable for my body type? little do they even know what body type they have, because we have like different body types. We have the hourglass, the triangle, the inverted triangle. We have the pear, we have the apple. And if you don't know what looks good for that body type, you will find yourself making this mistake of buying something that doesn't work for your body type. And as Silmara said, then when you get home, it doesn't look the same as you did. And some with body types, we can't shy away from the fitting room, because I believe it is in the fitting room when you're in the shop that you will get to even see, is it suitable for my body type, or maybe even that material, because also with body types, we need to be careful on what type of material we select for that garment that you see. So it's not just, oh, okay, a pair A-line skirts work for me. But hang on, check first in the fitting room, wear it, just move around a bit and see if you're comfortable with it. Then you avoid that. Another thing with us women, we love jewelry. We love accessories and things like that. But a lot of people don't actually take the time to check what undertone they have. We have, for example, our cool, which is the blue, and we have the warm, which is more of the green. But we also have people that are neutral like myself. So it means the person can play around with both mixed metals, or when you're either one of the two, the warm or the blue, you're able to choose which one best suits you, and you will be happy with that, instead of just buying things and later on getting in front of the mirror and saying, I don't think this earrings looks good or these accessories look good. So I think that's something that a lot of people commit mistakes on.
We are going to ask our guys from the media, our girls actually from the media, if they have done one of these mistakes, and if they have researched and learned about the body type. For instance, I know my underskin tone is warm, so golds and warm colors are good for me. The blues and cold colors, they don't do well, they don't sit well with me. Ladies, did you do your research?
Hi, my name is Tina, and from research I found out that I have a pear body shape. So the clothing items that actually work for this body shape are tops that are brightly colored with eye-catching patterns and details, so as to draw attention to the upper part of the body, which is narrower compared to the rest of the body, and sticking to trousers and skirts that have darker colors and are less patterned.
My name is Rebecca and my body shape is rectangle. So basically the upper and lower parts of the body are well proportioned and they create a well-balanced silhouette. The chest, shoulders and waist have basically like almost the same size, so it's quite hard to tell waist size I have. And yes, I do struggle sometimes to get the clothing size because I'm kind of small. So whenever I buy something, I have to actually take it to the tailor to make it a bit smaller, because most of the times the waist is too small, and whenever I buy something that actually fits my waist, it's short, and I hate showing off my legs. I hate showing off too much of my skin and the shoulders. I hate showing off my shoulders because I don't know, I just don't like it. I feel uncomfortable. I feel quite naked whenever I wear like that. I usually buy those umbrella circle skirts. I buy everything, like almost everything that the 50s they used to wear, the ladies in the 50s.
My name is Mamelo. My body shape is rectangle, and the clothes that fit me best for my body shape are flare and fit. But also paying attention to the fit clothes, how they sit on me, I usually buy a size bigger than what I usually wear. For example, I wear size 32, I buy a size 34 because I feel like 32 is too tight, so 34 is comfortable and, you know, appropriate for me.
I found out that I have a warm undertone. turn? Well, I've made a research about my skin tone, my undertone actually, and I found that it's espresso, a range of deep brown color, and I love that. It's cool tone shade. I am able to wear bright colors. I love vibrant and bright colors.
My undertone is neutral and warm. Thank you.
Another mistake, and that one, I'm sure you're going to be surprised. Dineo, can you cover for us age appropriate?
Definitely. Age appropriate is one of the things that we see most women making the mistake, because the person thinks, okay, I'm a matured woman, but I don't want to look so old. I don't want to look as if, I'm this certain age. So we find women who don't dress age appropriate, and they find themselves actually, looking worse than if they were dressing things that were of their age appropriate. And I would give example. For example, we would have mother and daughter. You see, with mother and daughter, they can be even dressed the same, like, skinny jeans at the top. But we can see that with the mother, that will not fit so well, because the daughter, of course, maybe she might be looking a bit slimmer, and the mother with her age, she might be looking a bit, more chubby, depending on the body size of the women, of course. It will not look age appropriate for the mother to be wearing a skinny jean, and a top that has many glitz, because she's a mother. It's like she's trying to compete with her daughter. Think about it. Obviously, because her skin may show some wrinkles, but the body and the clothes will not match with the skin. Because you look at her face, you see wrinkles, you see, she's a matured woman, but there she is wearing the same like her daughter. And of course, with the daughter wearing what she's wearing, we have some girls who think, okay, I'm going to the church, maybe I need to wear something that, will cover my body, I don't want to be exposed. But the mistake we see with some girls is that they would wear clothes that are above their age. A teenage girl wearing clothes that obviously she will look like a matured woman in her mid-30s. That is obviously she's trying to perhaps look discreet, but a bit too much. She's going overboard, because perhaps she'll be trying to wear a long skirt, perhaps, and a jacket. I personally think that jacket, formal jacket, aren't for teenagers. For a matured woman, yes.
Sorry, girls. I know you wanted to look credible.
Exactly. So, and of course, there are certain shops that when you look at them from a distance, you see, now, this is only clothes for teenagers. But we have even a saying in Zulu that says, "Kuku thandayo," meaning that you only get old as much as you would want to. And some women go wrong on that because they would want to dress tight things. She's a mama and she ends up, exposing herself, something that it's totally unnecessary. Because again, you need to ask yourself what kind of attention you want to draw towards yourself. As a matured woman, people will look at her, she's a mama, she's old enough to be my mother, but the clothes are not matching at all. So with a young woman who's perhaps in her teenage age or perhaps in her early 20s, she wants to look, presentable, she wants to look discreet. But if she doesn't select the type of clothes that are age appropriate, she will end up going overboard, looking more like, she's a housewife and she's a teenager. And that's totally unnecessary. So those are the common mistakes we see women making when they go for shopping. They think, okay, I want to match. I want to, not expose myself. Some they say the older mamas, I don't want to look so old. And they end up being a laughing stock, because obviously their clothes are not going to match completely with their age. So we see those types of mistakes, but those are things that can be rectified, and hence why you are learning and seeing all these mistakes that we are speaking about today.
And of course, we are posting photos here to help you understand what you mean, what we mean. I cannot forget of the old expression of 1660. Is the one who's 60 but wants to look like 16. And that is quite odd. But the opposite, the other extreme, is also very awkward. So did you write down this tip? Age appropriate. Now we're going to talk about something that many women fail to understand. What is the difference, Tami, between fashion and style?
The difference between fashion and style is that fashion is for the collective and it's for a season. Style is a personal thing. It's not for everyone and it's not for a season, but it's forever. So this is where many people make mistakes because we always like to look at magazines to see what is in fashion, what is the color of the season, what is in right now, and then we think that is what we should buy. And even the models, Precious spoke about the mannequins. We have models and we think that if it looks good on her, it will look good on me. But then we don't know our body shapes, we don't know our body types, so we end up buying something that a celebrity is wearing or something that an influencer is wearing because that is their job. They are there on social media, they are getting sponsored so that we can look at them and feel like, wow, it looks good on her, so it will look good on me. But that is fashion. Fashion is for everyone, it's for the masses. But style, it's a personal thing. It's like your own signature. You can buy something that was never in fashion. You can buy something that went out of fashion a long time ago. But how they style it, how you style it, says a lot about you. I personally do not like fashion. Most of the items that I have are not in fashion at all. I have my own personal style, which is very different from my friends here. And I like it because it says a lot about who I am. It speaks volumes about me. So even before I say anything, if someone looks at me, they will see, okay, this is who she is. So many people, we all end up looking the same because we think that this is in fashion, they think it's in style, but it's not in style. So they end up making that mistake of looking like everyone and they think that this is my style, but you have been influenced, your mind has been messed up with, and you need to find your own style. So people need to know what do they like, whether it's in fashion or not, because some of the pieces might be in fashion, but do you like it? How do you feel in it? How, when you walk around, like even if people say anything about it, how do you feel about it? So we need to take time to understand what our style is out of fashion, not looking to influencers or to magazines. What do you like? When you go to a shop, what is it that you like? What color do you like? So many people confuse the two, and hence they don't know what their style is, and they end up making a lot of mistakes because they don't know the difference between fashion and style, which is two absolutely different things.
Before we go to the streets, to our team posted in other churches, other branches, I'm going to ask them something. What was your crime of fashion?
Oh, mine was, I remember that was fashion. I was still in primary school. Then I saw this magazine. It was, we call it hipster. And it had a skirt on top and a crop top. Now, the one that I saw on the magazine, it was actually one piece, like the hipster and the skirt was one piece. But I had a hipster and I had a skirt, two pieces, and I thought, wow, in the US they are doing this. I've always liked that. And then it's like, in the US they are doing this, okay, so I'm gonna wear this. I was going out with some of my classmates, I think we went to Southgate or something, and then I was wearing it. And I was so skinny, and I was wearing like those Spice Girls. They were so tall.
I wish to have a photo to post here.
I was so skinny. They were so heavy. It was hard to walk, but they were so big. And then I remember people would, like, some of the, like, people my age in the mall, they would look at me like, what is she wearing? What is she? And I could hear them. But I felt so confident. Like, I saw it in the US, and I think I'm the first person in South Africa to bring the style in. And it didn't last long, and that was my biggest fashion crime.
Did anyone had a crime of fashion here?
I think Dr. Martens were mine. I remember for my brother's 21st birthday, my mother made me wear Dr. Martens, some stockings. She used to be a sales lady in a leather garment store. And I had these shorts, leather shorts that were black with gold flowers on them.
I think a cream bodysuit, and I had these braids that, the ponytail was held to the side. And I really thought I was cool, but every time I see those pictures, I'm like, oh goodness. I think it was
What were I
too
thinking?
mature for me. I was still in primary school, but imagine the Dr. Martens with the sheer stockings and the hot pants. It was it was just too much. It was too much.
Any of you? I had once to wear leather from top to toe. Don't do that. Don't do that. It doesn't look good. It looks heavy. To a certain extent, might look sexy. And you don't know because you put leather boots, leather trousers or leather leggings, and then you put leather jacket. It's too much of a leather skin. No?
True.
Right?
Yes.
I had mine.
I think mine were crop tops when I was in high school, like my first 2 years in high school. I loved crop tops and they were in. And I remember then I had to accompany it with a belly ring. And that was the most painful, atrocious thing I ever did because...
But you did for the sake of fashion.
Yes, because belly rings were in that time. So you couldn't just flaunt your tummy without any embellishment on it. So I went and I did it and I almost got an infection because no one knew about it. And then that was where I was like, no go. So crop tops for me are and they're back again in season, funny enough. It's that thing you can't take away. But yeah, no one wants to see your belly button, hide it.
So now, girls, we want to hear from you. What was your crime of fashion? Or maybe, if you have a style of your own, share with us now.
Hello everyone, my name is Mapaseka and today we are out here in the street to ask the ladies a couple of questions.
I'm more into vintage and a little bit of retro. Just a mixture of both is fine by me.
My fashion style will be, I'm someone who wants to be noticed when I'm walking, so it's all about be on the spotlight. I like dresses mostly and skates.
Vintage is all about me. So I feel comfortable in baggy clothes, like wearing oversized clothes. Yeah.
I would say my fashion style is very aesthetic. It's very colorful, creative.
My fashion style is almost everything that makes me feel good, depending on the mood that I'm in on that day. Yeah, My favorite type of clothing would be maybe long skirts, jeans, and yes, any type of shirts. Yeah, I'm cool with it.
My fashion style is just a simple style, which is sometimes baggy trousers and a baggy hoodie, and sometimes it's just jeans and a normal shirt. My favorite set of clothing could be a nice long dress. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, my everyday style is retro. I'm taking it back to the 90s. My fashion was last week Sunday. In the morning when I woke up, when I was choosing my clothes, it was a little cold. But then when I went out, it was the total opposite, and I regretted it because I was in a huge jacket at the same time, and people were in those short, nice-looking dresses and stuff, and I regretted it the whole time. That was like a big crime.
I think it was last week on Thursday. I kind of like dresses, clothes that were naturally not me. I think I was a bit lazy that day, so I was dressing more like a boy instead of a woman. Yeah, so it's a big crime for me. I was supposed to dress like that.
It was last year actually. There was this one time I was on my way to school, so I wore this other tight fit dress. It was quite long, to be honest, because it was above my knees. But as I was walking by, it kept on going up and everybody was looking at me and it was so uncomfortable. That was the very first and last time that I wore it, so yeah.
It was last year when I went to my best friend's 16th birthday,
and I wore formal, and everybody was just wearing casual. And yeah.
My fashion time, it was on Tuesday when I had a class, and in the morning it was quite cold, but then around during the day it became very hot, and I was wearing kind of like winter clothes, so it was a real crime because everyone was like, "What's wrong with that girl?" I mean, it's hot, and then she's wearing winter clothes, so yeah, it was terrible. It was like my worst day ever.
So I was going to my cousin's birthday party. So I think like I didn't feel right wearing it because then like a lot of people were looking at me, yeah, and I didn't have any other choice because there were no clothes. All my clothes were wet. So yeah.
Hey, sometimes you never get it right, yo. Don't you know, straight with time, I'm thinking, let's like, and that's what I'm You also like this thing, eh? It was like a party, wabo. Actually, it was like, let's get out, go school, and put hits up with a dress. But no, I'm a shapilary jean, no, I'm a khonu shapavo, shosan.
Thank you, ladies. It's not embarrassing to say that we had our share of wrong choices, but we are here to learn. And I'm sure through this program, you're learning. Don't forget, we have a challenge for you by the end. So to add on to a little bit of more knowledge on this subject, to me, you're going to explore what is the difference or how to select based on your lifestyle and your nature.
So when it comes to, as Tammy was explaining about style and fashion, whatever your personal style may be or whatever fashion type you are drawn to, it's very important that it fits your lifestyle, because sometimes when that doesn't fit, we end up looking inappropriate, not because we are dressed in a wrong way, but because we are dressed for the wrong occasion or for the wrong place. So, for example, if someone is a housewife and they spend a lot of time at home, they take the kids to school, they do grocery shopping, cooking, going to the dry cleaners, that type of thing. It would be inappropriate for someone to be in 6-inch stilettos the whole day, running to pick up kids from school, to the grocery store. It just doesn't look right. Yes, you may have, those kind of items for when you're going out, when you're going to church, when you're going to meetings, if you have meetings in between. But if they always advise that look at where you spend the majority of your time. And your wardrobe should reflect about 60 to 70% of your wardrobe should reflect where you spend the majority of your time. What do you do with you in your day? If someone is has a corporate career, let's say you are a lawyer, for instance, we don't see lawyers wearing neon, colored clothes in court or anything like that. Most law firms even have a dress code that is part of, the HR package that guides people in terms of how to dress. So if someone is a lawyer, you're not going to find them wearing bodycon dresses, those dresses that are tight fitting, because going to court in that type of dress is inappropriate. However, being a lawyer doesn't mean that you cannot wear bright colors, but when you are at a leisure time, when you're with your friends, going out, you're not in the office, you're not in court, then yes, you can wear those type of clothes. So the guideline is that your wardrobe, 60 to 70% of your wardrobe should reflect how you spend your time. Another example I was thinking about today with, women having broken into industries that were previously for males only. We have women who work construction. We have women who are engineers. And let's say you are an engineer at a rail company. You cannot be in stilettos, at a railroad. It's even dangerous for your own safety, because those type of clothes or those shoes are not appropriate for your work. So we see women who are engineers who would be wearing, those work boots, they're wearing those neon vests because their work environment needs that. However, when they're at home, when they're with their friends, they would wear something different. Another thing to look at is a person's nature. So, for example, what do you like? There are people who are minimalists and they don't like a lot of accessories. They don't like maybe being too fashionable. For them, they like things, very simple. Even the colors that they choose, they tend to gravitate towards your creams and your beiges because that's their nature. They like to be minimalist. There are people who like to be comfortable, so they may never have any high stilettos. They may even, just have a kitten heel for them to look, a little
Put
dressed
together.
up, put together, but not really too much out there. There are people who are romantic and they like, florals. They like to, girly girls, people who are very feminine, they like to be in soft pinks, blushes, those kind of colors. And so when you look at your wardrobe, does it reflect who you are? If you like to be comfortable, but you are buying stilettos because they're in fashion, maybe you can't even walk in them properly because that's not what you like. You're not comfortable in them. So you end up looking awkward.
You overthrow the whole concept.
Exactly. Sometimes someone is in the grocery stores with high heels, and you're like, you look good, but you're just in the wrong place for that type of outfit. So we need to know our lifestyle. We need to know our nature. We need to know what we're comfortable with. It doesn't mean that we can't explore, but there might be trial and error. Like we had our own mistakes. You might try something and realize that it doesn't work for your lifestyle, or you might realize that you've been buying fashion, as Tammy explained, just because it's in fashion or it was on sale. So Mara said, you bought it, but it doesn't really serve your lifestyle. It doesn't serve your nature. So this can be a tip that can help you to clean out your wardrobe.
And now we go for the last point that will help you. There are so many more, but I think these are the basic ones. We call it capsule wardrobe. So first give the definition because it might be new. The word capsule wardrobe might be new to you. Let's go, Nomsen.
When we talk about capsule wardrobe, we are actually talking about, it's more like minimizing, focusing on a set of items and not everything else. Because, for example, like Samara was saying, talking about compulsive buying, you buy a lot of clothes that you do not need. So what happens with capsule buying, it actually helps you. It keeps your wardrobe organized. It helps you to spend less. It helps you to be able, for example, maybe in the morning, if you are someone who prepares in the morning, even if it's a day before, because I know a lot of people, actually I have an experience. For example, even if I would, let's say, go and prepare, like say a day before, and the following morning I will go there, look at the wardrobe, and I'm like, I have nothing to wear. And it's not because I don't have anything to wear, but it was because I think I was more or less going on the compulsive side, like I would just buy anything, even if sometimes it's not on sale, but you see something and then you go and you buy. So I had that problem. And then there was a time that I just sat down like and thought to myself, okay, because now I was struggling even when at times I have to dress, at times I have to pick up something and I'm wasting time. Because now I have to go, I have to do something, and then I have to spend time just for me to be able to pick up something. So capsule wardrobe actually helps us to be able to have a set of clothes. It doesn't have to be a lot of items, but it becomes just a few items that you are able to put together to make, let's say from 5 items you can have like 10 other items. You can have like 15 looks, different looks, out of 5 items that you have. So at that time, what I did, the experience that I had, what I did, I thought, okay, I like to be simple. And I like the corporate look actually. So what I did, I went and I bought like a skirt. That's how I started. I actually bought a black skirt, a black jacket, and a black trouser. And then what I did, I bought just like 5 different shirts. The best way is always to go plain. Because sometimes you find a lot of people who will buy, for example, like printed blouses that have a lot of colors and they don't know how to put them together. Or they buy them, they don't know what to match them with what. But when you buy, like you go for something that is plain, then it becomes easier. You are able to match your colors. And then you have people who might think, but I don't like corporate, or where am I going to wear corporate? You can also go with your casual, even in your casual, but you start with simple things. Clothes that are just plain and simple, soft colors if you are not into dark colors, or if you won't need dark colors, for example, if you have to go to work. But it's going to help you a lot in terms of putting your clothes together and being able to save time, being able to go there and be able, you just go for one item, but you just choose which shirt am I going to put it with. It's the same as well with shoes. We can do a capsule wardrobe when it comes to our shoes. I have seen people, I know people that have like 5 shirts, all of them are white. 5 shoes, all of them are black. Why do I need to have 5 shoes of the same color? Why do I need to have 5 red shirts of the same color? It doesn't make sense. And most of the time you find that people like this, they have all these clothes, a lot of clothes, and it's not a matter of having money, being able to afford to buy, because then you find people who they can't even afford, but the moment they are able to buy something, they go out and buy it. I need to buy something. I need to have clothes, compulsive buying. I need to have this, or I feel like this, like someone who wants to have chocolate, or I fell down, let me have some chocolate. And you don't need that chocolate. So there are people who do that. They don't need those clothes, and then they go there and they buy because they feel like they needed to buy something. And it also goes as well with let's say you have your clothes there in your wardrobe, and then you decide to go out and buy something, but you don't look in your wardrobe. What is it that you have? What is it that I need to buy? Do I need a red jacket? But what am I going to match it with? Do I have something to match it with? Then you end up buying a lot of things. Or even if it's one item that you go and buy, but because you have nothing to match it with, and then it's like you didn't buy anything. And this is why you find a lot of women, like it happened to me before, you go there, you look, and you said, I don't have clothes. And you just bought clothes a few weeks ago. So capsule buying, it's very helpful. It's very helpful. It saves you a lot of money. It saves you a lot of time. It saves you as well when you have to pick up that item, because it is mostly clothes that will help you as well to feel comfortable. You'll still feel fashionable if you are, because a lot of people, I think, like Tammy was saying, they are going for fashion, and fashion is leading them to buy a lot of things that they don't need. What is it that you need? What is it that is your style? What is it that you are comfortable with? Let's start there, and then from there you are able to say, okay, I'm gonna go for this. I'm not gonna go for what Tammy is wearing, because Tammy has her own style, so I'm gonna stick to mine, and I create my own capsule wardrobe. And someone might ask as well that, but do I need to only have one capsule wardrobe? No, you don't need to, because for example, you don't create 10 capsule wardrobes at one time, but then you have your capsule wardrobe that is corporate. But maybe you have moments where you are just casual, and then you can create another capsule wardrobe which compromises of just a few items that you can be able to play around with them and be able to get a lot more other outfits out of just the few that you have.
One rule that I applied for myself, and I'm sure you did as well. If I'm going to buy something, whatever I buy, I need to be able to match, to make at least 3 different looks out of that top. And of course, if I bought something, like she said, the red shirt, the one that is in my wardrobe must go. Because otherwise you tend to have a lot and be dressed always with the same. And you feel bored because you're always wearing that black trouser, the white shirt, and you have a collection, but you don't know how to match them, you don't know how to use them, and you go out every day with the same. Now, all that discussion is coming down to one point, and I want to reflect about that. Your clothing, does it reflect your values, your principles, who you are? Do they reflect the woman of God that is inside of you? Let us think about that. Before we hear from our friends, let's go and hear from the girls out there. Let us see what they think.
I think it says I'm a little bit loud and outgoing, and I've got a very bubbly personality, but I'm a little shy at the same time.
My fashional style says about me that people should actually respect me, obviously, the way that I dress, and also to represent who I am exactly as a person.
It exudes my personality, and also it embodies my personal taste in terms of fashion. Like, I'm a bubbly person, I'm a free soul, I'm forever laughing. So yeah.
I would say it basically says that I'm very creative.
Well, I'm a bubbly person. I don't usually get moody or sad. Most of the time I'm happy, so my fashion style will represent like my happiness. Like, if maybe I choose to wear dresses, and then that means like I'm in a very kind of classy mood. So, and then if maybe I decide to wear jeans, then I feel maybe a little bit like playful. So yeah.
So my fashion style tells people that I'm an outgoing person, that it shows that I love fashion, shows that I respect myself, and I respect myself as a woman of God, and as my body as a temple of God. It says a lot about me because I'm not a person of talking too much. I talk with my clothes, so fashion represents me. So when a person looks at me with my fashion, they would tell that I'm a bubbly person because I love dim colors, but in a bright way. So a person would just say I'm a bubbly person.
My fashion style depends on my mood. So when I'm happy, it's all jeans and crop top. But then now, if I'm so bored and gloomy, obviously I have to do with the baggy clothes, those baggy jeans, and that's called vintage, honey. Okay, so it says self-love, self-awareness, self-confidence. Boom! Just like that.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
My fashion style, that's God. It's obviously appropriate clothing. I'm wearing clothes that I make sure that doesn't expose my body as our body, the temple of the Holy Spirit. And it's all about the self-respect about me, yes.
Somehow it does, because the clothes that I wear, they don't reveal any unnecessary body parts that I'm not supposed to reveal. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very appropriate. I never show a lot.
Maybe most of the time, not like every day, but then I do try to keep up with like pleasing God with the way that I dress. But yeah, I'm getting there.
Yes, I think it does, because it doesn't show out any type of body parts.
Yes, it does. In a good way, because my fashion styling it is not to reveal my body, but to wear very good, but without revealing my body. So I feel like it's very respectful.
In a way, it does. Why? Because in my own understanding, you should be comfortable in the way you're wearing, and you should also respect your body. So the way I wear all the time, it always embraces that, and it always outlines it.
Those are some interesting responses. And I think we can both agree that sometimes what we wear doesn't always portray who we truly are. And sometimes because something is in fashion doesn't mean it's tailored for you. Well, that's it from my side. Let's go back to the studio.
Now let us see if you were right. If really what you are wearing is displaying your values and the woman of God that is inside of you. What does your clothes say about you?
So one of the mistakes that I think happens a lot that sometimes we overlook is a pencil skirt, which on the outside, it looks like a formal, it's for a corporate person, you're going, or maybe you're going to church and you're wearing a pencil skirt. But sometimes we forget that it's not for everyone, especially with the body types that we have. And let's be sincere, we are in Africa, so African women, we are voluptuous, we are curvy. Most of our body types, lend themselves to the curvy side. And we find that a pencil skirt, when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm wearing it, and I'm facing, like the mirror is in front of me. It looks okay because, it's just there. However, if anyone can just turn to the side, most of the time, a pencil skirt is so tight that it's cupping a person at the back. And that, even if it's in a corporate space, when I come in and I'm exposing my body in that way in a professional environment, it doesn't really look good. And yes, we can say, my body, my rules, I wear what I want, it's freedom, I can choose, the workplace is not going to dictate to me how to dress. However, I give a certain impression about myself, about who I am, because as the question was, are the clothes that we're wearing representing who we are? Sometimes we think we know who we are, or we think we are projecting a particular message, but the clothes that we're wearing are saying something else. With a pencil skirt, it looks professional, but because it might be tight and it's really so tight on my body that now it's exposing my body. Instead of it saying I'm a professional person, it's now saying I'm displaying something, which it may not be your intention, but you are displaying it, and people who are looking will have opinions and ideas about who you are. Before they even meet you, they look at you, you are exposing your body, and they think you're a particular type of person.
I think another thing that shouldn't be for anyone are the ripped jeans. Like, oh my word.
I know we are going to have problems with that, but we need to tell the truth.
Yeah, maybe you like them, you think they look good, but in true essence, I don't think it makes sense for you to pay a lot of money for something that is torn. Because, again, you're in the professional world. It doesn't matter how people even try to dress it up, like with heels, with blazers and stuff. It just looks rebellious, because that's the statement that you're giving out, that you don't want to look prim and proper. You can be a well-mannered person, but you want to show edge to yourself. And it goes to an extent now, we went from ripped jeans to they're not ripped anymore, because your entire leg is out there and it's just the bottom and the pocket part that we see, like pieces of the jean, and it's not good. And we'll see now the effects, because when you're wearing it, it's still fun, it's still cute, but now we're in the summer in South Africa and it's getting very hot. But then you get sunburned. Now that day you have to wear a skirt, a dress or something. Now you can't, because you're patched up, because you're, I don't know, a leopard, or I don't know what, you've turned into a zebra, depending on your cuts. And it goes now to even clothes, like with t-shirts. You find people wearing clothes like with holes and stuff. And I saw one ad once of an older lady, and she was dressed in formal, and there was that child sitting there in the park with ripped jeans, ripped t-shirts, because that's what the style is now. And the lady went and gave the person a sandwich, like, oh, here you go, dear, God bless you. And the person was like, no, what do you mean? It's like, no, because you're homeless. So now with you following fashion and wanting to be part of it, you're even sending a mixed message. Now I'm imagining our youth and our members of the church. Now you go evangelizing with the ripped jeans. And if people aren't into it and they don't know that style, they're going to ask you, you're inviting me to your church and you're saying my life will change. But I'm seeing it the opposite of who you are. You're rebelling with what you wear. So I think it's something that it should be done away with.
We need to talk about this fashion. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who came up with it. I don't know if we should ever find the person who came up with it, because it is ridiculous. Intimate wear that is no longer intimate, like those bralette body suits that are supposed
and we see them often in the shopping centers now.
Yes, I get shocked all the time, and it's for lack of a better word, it's ridiculous, because what was supposed to be intimate is now on display for everyone to see. It really doesn't make sense, because it's supposed to be your private thing, maybe with your husband or something, but now everyone gets to see it, and you lose a lot of value by doing that. I remember one day we went to buy some food, and I didn't see the lady sitting down, but actually she was almost undressed because it was intimate wear. And one of the ladies that was buying saw it, and everything was on her face, and she was shocked. And I was looking at them like the reaction was just priceless. And I was like, does this lady see how she's causing other people to react? Because she's throwing it into people's faces instead of keeping it to herself. What used to be for us, now it's for everyone. So that is really devaluing yourself and disrespecting people around you, because where are they supposed to look? How are they supposed to address you? So we really have to be careful with those things.
And it's worse when you say, but I'm a Christian, and what matters is my heart. God looks at my heart. Be honest. Whatever you are displaying on the outside, it is indeed what is in your heart. So when, for instance, you say, no, but I'm not showing my skin. This is a mesh, a beige mesh. Just by the fact that you are wearing that beige mesh on this part here, or maybe in the patches of the ripped jeans, it is what is in your heart, is the willingness to show what you could not show openly. So really, when you use that expression, God sees my heart, you are right. God and everyone else is seeing your intention, because you are willing to show. You are wishing to be on display. So just to cover up for that, you're going to choose a mesh, you're going to choose a transparent cloth, just to cover a bit, not understanding that you are really giving in to what is in your heart.
I was thinking as well about the sizes. When you don't know the size you are and you buy tight clothes, especially for those who are chubby, sometimes they think if you wear something smaller, will compact and then
the scale still shows the...
Then it becomes worse. Actually, when you use something so tight, instead of for those who are a bit chubby, and you think, no, but I want really to look smaller than I am. But wearing tight, you are becoming even bigger than what you think. And that calls too much attention. When you use a jeans, a trouser, and it's so tight that you have the things like coming out, you know? It's the fat is just coming out. It can't.
They call it muffin top, or in South Africa, they call it love handles.
Oh, okay.
Love handles, yes.
So it's not nice. Yeah, it's not. Sometimes you look at a person, you say, maybe this person never checked the mirror before she left home. And of course, for us who are women of God, we always opt for one size bigger. Because sometimes you are there in the shop, we spoke about it already, and the lady is there, no, that is not your size. I want this size. No, but that will look too big. It's not big.
But when it's tight, they say, but you look so sexy. And I say, that's the reason why I need a size bigger.
And
I don't want to look sexy.
Yeah. And you see the people holding to that. It's time to let go. We are really cleaning our wardrobe. If that doesn't fit you, if you bought, you love it, give it to a friend that will fit perfectly. And that's fine. Because you hold that, no, one day I will make this diet and I will fit again in that. And you try and it doesn't fit. And coming to the church, wherever you go to work, you show God, you display God how you dress. And if you don't know your size, then the concept is not good on how you can show a woman of God that you are.
Another thing for me that I think it actually draws the total wrong attention, we find women nowadays, it's on fashion that most women would, not most, but some women and even girls would dress with these tops that are printed. Like I've seen one that says, kiss me. Walking on the street and, she's wearing, and I believe this type of person is looking for some sort of attention. But obviously in the wrong way, because those printed tops, and nowadays they are very popular. You go to most stores, clothing stores, they are there. But I believe, for a woman that respects herself and values herself would not wear a t-shirt that says, hug me, baby. A man would come and hug you, and I've seen
You can do that to your husband.
Of course. And
And sometimes it's another language as well. I don't know if
And you
Miss
don't know
Marsha-
the understand.
No, I don't know if Miss Marsha will remember. Once I bought a T-shirt and was written in French. And Miss Marsha looked at me and said, "Do you know what is written in your shirt?" I said, "No, I don't know." And I went to search, but at least was something good. But imagine it. You are dressing something that you don't know the language and it's just written like "Kiss me, baby."
Exactly. I've seen some girls wearing like t-shirt written "I'm a bad girl." I think, some people, for me, something that it obviously is we think, but they're trying to portray a certain message, obviously in the wrong way, because you don't respecting yourself dressing with those types of, words that are remarks that perhaps they don't represent you, but you are not aware that that is something that is totally unnecessary, because you are calling the attention of everyone in something that is totally unnecessary. You look, if you are a matured woman, some women, we see them wearing those, many words, but totally unnecessary, and you look childish as a matured woman wearing, glittered tops that are written words. Sometimes it's faces of girls with red lips. As a matured woman, that looks totally inappropriate. And as a young woman, you need to be aware that what you are displaying on the outside, it actually says a lot about what is in your mind and what is inside of you. So those are some of the, nasty fashions, if I can put it like that, that we see out there.
Yes, and I think another type of fashion, I say it's fashion because a lot of people are saying, no, it's in fashion. But what does fashion mean for you? Because it's like the moment they think fashion, it's like they don't think at all. Because they are not thinking about, does this look good for me? Is this for my body type? Does it fit me? And so on. And we see a lot of young girls that they go on the streets. They are there on the streets, walking the streets of Joburg, and half dressed, putting everything down, dressing like someone that is famous, someone that is an artist. And I always think to myself that they are dressed like this, walking the streets of Joburg. You have no bodyguard. No one is there to safeguard you. And those people who are there, the artists and famous people, they have bodyguards. They are going there and they are representing whatever label. Maybe they don't even dress like that, but they need to at that moment because they are selling something, because it's all about fashion. And they are walking down the street and then the guy starts looking at them and they get angry.
What do they say? Look here, don't look here.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of them saying, "Sir, my eyes are here and not here or here."
But what is
then
clean?
that's what everybody's looking at, because we had a problem in South Africa a few years back with mini skirts where men would actually just strip their skirts off and say, "You want to walk naked, so you might as well just walk naked." And they were the ones contesting that and saying, "No, but then I'm not safe. I'm not feeling safe. This is what I want to wear." But then men were just saying, "Listen, young girl, if it's like a centimeter, like we see everything, so you might as well just walk around naked." So we see also Christians doing that, but then they do it in the opposite way. She wears her mini skirts and then wears like tights on top, like underneath that. But the question is, when do you there is a time you actually wear it on its own. It's just because now you're coming to the church and you're trying to look appropriate. But then the truth is, when you were purchasing that thing, you knew the purpose of it. So a lot of them, they do that. And you find sometimes even with these fishnet stockings or these high socks that young girls now want to wear, where they want to look like the Bratz dolls. But they don't understand the image that the Bratz dolls actually portrayed in the past, because it was a group of young girls that felt that they were the queens of the high school, and they would wear the short scotch skirts with blazers and stuff. In essence, it looks cute when it's there. But then in real life, as Nomsa is saying, when you're wearing it, the message you're sending about yourself is honestly dirty. And people that understand fashion sometimes, they already see what you're portraying about yourself. Because to some people, then that man that knows what it is, he's actually going to say, oh, she's for sale. She's asking for attention, because there's
It's on display, it's being offered.
Yes, there's certain places they go to sometimes in malls, not knowing that in that specific area, that's where men that are looking for girls that are available walk in. And there's that innocent Christian woman walking there, and when she gets approached, she gets offended. That's because she's not showing what's on her like what she says she is on the inside. But the truth is she is, because you wouldn't have bought those things if it wasn't inside, if you're not inclined to liking it.
We're going to call for our break, and we're coming back. Stay tuned.
Everything dark and gray, life so empty, taking strides with no direction. All on my own, independent, living my way, and I couldn't see that I was never alone. Running away from your love, wasting my life in sin and not seeing you. But now I see your love, how much you care for me. Now I see what I couldn't, that you were always with me. You were always with me. But now I see your love, how much you care for me. Now I see what I couldn't, that you were always with me. You were always with me. And I couldn't see that I was never alone. Running away from your love, wasting my life in sin
back we are, and I hope you have enjoyed this song. Another thing for season 3, not every program you're going to have a song. We will always have something different for you. So when the break comes, do not go away. Stay tuned. Tammy, last point that we would like to comment.
This is a lot of people make this mistake, which is fake brands. So you like this brand, but it costs thousands, it costs a fortune. But then, because here in Joburg we have Small Street, we have China Mall, we have all these other places where you can get, it looks the same apparently, but it's very, very fake. And definitely if you wear something fake, it makes you look like you are not a real person. If you wear something cheap, it makes you look cheap. So a lot of people, they have this. So please guys, if you have it in your wardrobe, or sometimes they want to buy Nike, but they can't afford Nike, so they buy Mike or Adidas, and it's like Adibao. Like, it's so, like, all these names, it's even spelled wrong sometimes. Like, the spelling is wrong, or even if it's polo, the horse is on the wrong side of the shirt or the t-shirt. So if you cannot afford the right thing, the original thing, do not buy fake. You'd rather buy a simple thing that you know it's real. Do not buy fake things.
What is behind buying the fake brand?
It's because you want to own it. You really want to have it, but because you cannot afford it, so you choose to buy the fake one. So if you say you are a Christian and you want to flaunt, some people, they say they want to flaunt. It's not that they really want it, but they want to show people that I can have it as well. I'm rich, I have money, so I can afford this. For some, it's their whole rent, it's their whole salary, but they choose to buy that small bag that costs like 20,000 rands because they want to flaunt it. So if you cannot afford it, but you buy it, it's because you feel like you want to show people, you want to show off. So it's really not a good image for us as Christians.
So it's either showing off or living in a lie. When you have the fake one, in other words, it's a lie.
From what Nomsa was speaking about in terms of, safety and walking in Johannesburg, maybe dressed inappropriately, I was thinking about a conversation that I've had, some friends and family about. In South Africa, we know how bad gender-based violence is. Rape happens all the time. I don't know the statistics over what second a woman is raped, in South Africa. And when we do this way, we are walking in Johannesburg, we are dressed inappropriately. We know what has happened in the past with other women who would be dressed, maybe in short things and things that are revealing. Yes, here's the point. A person has no right to your body, but we know the ills of our society, that there hasn't been a solution up until now. So I was given an example that women, something that we do without realizing. If a friend of mine stays in a particular township that is known to be dangerous, and I have a brand new car, and they say to me, oh, come pick me up in a certain section, maybe of Soweto or Alexander at 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to say, no, I'm not coming with my BMW to Soweto at night, because I know that if I go there, it could be stolen. Even the insurance might say, but why were you in that particular part of the township at this particular time of night? But with our bodies as women, we don't think that way. We follow certain activists who are on social media saying, my body, my rules, you wear what you want to wear. No man has a right to your body. That may be true. However, if I am walking in Johannesburg, if I live in a township where rape happens all the time, and I'm following this activist blindly who is on social media while living in the suburbs, not living in the township that I live in, I'm putting myself at risk. So the point is not that a woman is responsible for the wrong that happens when gender-based violence or abuse happens. But the point is that if I know that this is a hijacking spot, I'm not going to go there with my car cruising, doors open, I'm on a cell phone, because I know that I could be hijacked at any time. But when it comes to our bodies as women, we don't do that. We follow blindly. We dress in ways that put us at risk at certain times, that those situations could be avoided.
That's why today I wanted to call you to pay attention to this Bible verse, Isaiah 11. It says about the spirit of wisdom and understanding. 11 Isaiah 4. Why? Am I going to pray about the clothes I'm going to choose? Yes, it's not silly. You know why? because the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you dress yourself up or down, it speaks about you. You can say with words, I'm a Christian, I'm a God-fearing woman, but the way maybe you are dressed or the way you conduct yourself says otherwise. So we need God's wisdom to perceive when it's not appropriate, to perceive the hijacked areas that we have. And today, we are not going to pray for you. Today, we want to invite you to pray for that wisdom. God, here I am. I heard so much about what they spoke today. I heard about all the mistakes we do. I heard about how I might be giving the wrong message. I look at my wardrobe. What do I do now? You're going to make an earthly prayer and say, I thought it was silly, God, but I need your wisdom and your understanding so that I can speak louder with the way that I dress myself, with the way that I conduct myself, that I carry myself out, rather than my words. When I walk in a room, they will know I have the perfume of God. I am a Christian. Not because of the statements, the flyers, the evangelism, the Bible that I carry, but by the way that I present myself to my family, to my friends, to my neighbor, at the workplace. Now it's your time for prayer. And prayer is important because we're finishing our show today with a challenge for you. We would like you to think about all that we spoke, go back, watch again, jot the 6 points, go to your wardrobe, do your wardrobe cleaning, and post in social medias. #woman to woman wardrobe cleaning. And refer more women to watch this program. If we have hurt you somehow, we apologize. But there are certain things that you need to hear, because sometimes we are innocent on certain behaviors, and when we hear, it clicks and it calls for a change. That is the change that we are proposing to you. During the time we were reading the slogans, there came so many things: true values, influence, and that's what we wanted to do to you. Next week, we're going to be back, and we hope to have you here, that you are not so upset with us, especially those of you who like the ripped jeans. Okay? Forgive us, forget it, clean your wardrobe, and this is what we are going to be talking about.
Welcome to the Symmetry of Big Dreams. Hereby lies the greatest and smallest of cancel victims. The employee of the month. She shouldn't have posted on that post. Now she's unemployed this month. Oh, her? That influencer. She wore the wrong color on a Monday. You know, #red must fall. #cancel. #cancel dreams. #destroy hopes. Silent voices. Cancel their opinion. You're canceled. Welcome to the world of cancel culture. But don't worry, we're not canceled. We're still here. #this Friday. #3 p.m.
Until next week, 3 p.m., back with Woman to Woman. God bless you all. Bye-bye.